Outer Orange.
So the ban list happens. That's right, guys. It officially came. Here we are. Welcome back, OuterOrange here. Let's talk about the ban list and kind of like, my thoughts on it and all this stuff. So as you guys know, a ban list did happen. We had one in Japan, and guess what? We had a different one in the English format. So now Japan format and English format are different. They have two different ban lists right now, and they are different ban lists. So if you're on the Japanese side, you have a different type of meta now than if you're on the English side. But anyway, so what you know about the Japanese ban list, pretty much Hamiel got banned. Meep got put to 1 for Melody. We got the Percival ban, which was just put to 1 as well, and then it got unrestricted with Gurgit, so you can play one whole copy in your Gurgit list now. Hooray, Gurgit fans! And then on top of that, we got another one. So there's a page 2. Q-Tire, Rosa, and Ellie are now choice restricted. So you can only pick one for now your Bermuda Triangle stuff. So if you were to, so they pretty much killed Highlander. They killed Highlander Prism. It's okay. You were so good to me. Also restricted Rosa and Ellie, which means if you're playing Rosa, you can't play Ellie, and if you're playing Ellie, you can't play Rosa in anything, which is actually a pretty good restriction. And then Q-Tire got thrown into this, obviously, for the Highlander stuff. I definitely support this. I think this was a really good approach because the Q-Tire Prism Highlander build was honestly really degenerate. I don't think enough people knew about how degenerate that deck was. I think people are just so, like, the thing is the pure build is just so easy to get into. Switching over to the Highlander version is like definitely a step up in terms of like gamer knowledge, and it's just, if you're gonna go to an event or whatever, you'll make less mistakes if you just play the pure build versus if you're playing the fancy Highlander build. But the Highlander build, in my opinion, the ceiling's a lot higher, so I'm kind of glad they killed it. I'm sad because I actually really had fun with that deck, but I'm kind of glad they killed it because that deck was, it did everything. It literally did everything. It was actually a really good deck. So that being said, and then we had also the Shadow Paladin restriction. So we pretty much had the main Sharon, I believe it's called, and Luard restriction. As a non-Luard player, I keep bringing this up because I don't even know why I bring this up. I just think out of every clan out there, Shadow Paladin is just the one clan I just don't play. It's just on the same level as Mega Colony. I just don't touch it. I don't know what's going on in there, and I don't really care. I face against it. I read the cards that I know are important, and I just kind of deal with it. But anyway, regardless, they got choice restricted, so now you pretty much have to kind of really think through how you want to do your stuff. And the Abyssal Owl didn't get touched, which I think is fine. It doesn't seem like any of the Lord players are too mad about it. They all agree that it was a pretty good restriction, and that's pretty much it. In terms of, for me, like, it does change like what I'm gonna be playing in Springfest, because obviously, like, if Prism did get hit, I was probably gonna play Prism. Now Prism did get hits, but however the hit is like a kind of like a light kind of tap, in my opinion, and I don't know if people are aware of this. Now I will say one thing: if you are a Prism player and now Ellie is gone, you do have like you are more likely to die to early rush, even more so now than you were before. But the late game Prism is still very existing in terms of where you get the really massive hand size. And if you get to that point, I don't think you're going to have too much of an issue playing Prism. Ellie was kind of a tap, and it also secured kind of like, less deck thinning options, and also just not having those 20k shields, and also, dealing with Maelstrom. Like, Maelstrom can't, like, you can't deal with Maelstrom as well now. Like, there's kind of like these little things that kind of helps the deck be worse. But if you look at the overall spectrum of things, like just the deck as overall, the deck is still like really, really good, and I don't think that was enough. Now, if you guys saw my last video, I straight up wanted a nuke. I personally think it needs a straight on nuke. Rosa or Clear can just get the hell out of here, and I'm still 100% in support of that. Now, I understand that they don't want to do like a direct hit on the deck, like they want people to still be able to play it and all this stuff, which is perfectly valid, and I totally understand that. I just personally think that the deck is just too good. Like, the deck will continue to be too good, and because of that, it will just always stay in this bubble of I am nothing lower than the tier 2 deck. Like, I don't even think it's a tier 2 deck right now. I still think it's a tier 1 deck, even with the Ellie restriction. But that's gonna, time will say and kind of show if that's truly valid. There may be something that we as card fighters just aren't seeing. Maybe there's something in Quick Collection, some kind of weird grade 1s, grade 2s that might be able to get thrown into a deck and make it strong. There may be something out there. So I'm not gonna judge it and say that, Prism is gonna be best deck. My assumption is what it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be Prism, Grand Blue, and Uranus, and maybe Chronojet after that. So those are going to be like that kind of like the go-to decks in my opinion, because like Prism will still have its insane hand slash, you know, manipulation with Heal Guardians, and then you have Grand Blue, which is just really strong. I do think the deck is still a little high rolly. Like, I think the Night Rose version of Grand Blue is just not very fun to play, but maybe it's just me. Grand Blue has really bad matchups, and one of them is literally the entire existence of Excel. Like, Excel just kind of destroys Grand Blue. So that's that. But then after, I think Jet can come back now because Luard kind of got like the tap. So now that Luard's a tap, like Jet is like a pretty viable force deck. It's always been a viable force deck. It just more so came down to which is the better force deck, and at the end of the day it was just Prism and Luard. But now with both those decks being hit, like Luard, Chronojet can now come back as a guard restrict. It's got insane numbers, it restands, it's got multiple Vanguard attacks. The rear guard attacks are probably its weakest point, but you draw a ton. Like, you just have all this other ammo that you can use. You can retire, you can put stuff down, you can put stuff to bond the deck. You have a lot of options. You can do on hit pressure, you know, with Chronos command. There's a lot of stuff that deck has access to, and also a very toolbox deck. You can go the guard restrict route with the grade 3 guy, like, and you know, you can just throw all this random stuff in and it just kind of works. I think the biggest thing is just bricking or not seeing Jet in time, or you know, just whiffing the gear dog, you know, whatever it is. And then I mentioned Uranus. Uranus is insanely high roll. Uranus is literally Melody. They're both pretty much the same deck. They just do different things to get to their win condition, but the decks are pretty much the same. They do the same thing. They big high roll and they big kill if they do high roll. Like, the high roll payoff is insanely high and the bricking is like insanely low. So when you brick pretty hard, and when you high roll really hard. So that's, Melody was doing the exact same thing. They're both decks that run 8 grade 1s and 8 grade 2s. So you pretty much just have to hope that you don't G-assist and you just destroy. Very possible, very lethal deck. So that deck is probably going to stay up there. I don't know if people are going to play it, but it's going to stay up there. Then there's Golds. Golds is kind of in a weird spot now. The Percy got taken away. I think Ezel will just be Ezel. There's a chance for Gurgit to kind of come back. Like, Ezel already didn't care about Percival to begin with. Percival is just like an extra win con on top of that. Ezel already just spams Excel markers like normally. You don't really need Percival to do that, so Ezel might have a chance to come back. I just don't personally know how viable Ezel is right now. But this is coming from a person who hasn't tested Scissors. Don't know how good Scissors is. Maybe Scissors is like bonkers, and maybe now with the Duke hit, maybe Scissors can have Spotlight. I don't really know. I'm not really too concerned about it. Ezel has been Ezel. It's been doing Ezel things like this whole time. Nothing's really changed there. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Those are my personal thoughts, and I did want to talk about it and kind of give you my thoughts on it, since everyone else is kind of doing that, and it's like the hype of the show this week. This week has been all like banless. But you know, it doesn't help the fact that we have to wait like 3 days. So there's just been like 3 days of just, all right, it's coming. All right, it's coming. The ban list is coming. It's coming. I swear it's coming. You know, it's like, and then, you know, there's all the speculation of if anything would even happen, if they would touch anything. I'm personally, at the end of the day, I'm just happy something was touched. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna head out now. I'm gonna go do other things, you know, exist. Thank you so much to everybody. And today I feel like being random, but thank you to the beautiful Peels, people that have recently been extremely awesome supporting, extremely awesome supporters. They've been supporting me on Twitch, and you too can be a part of this. If you are on my Twitch, you can be on the board, and you will constantly be in my videos. It's crazy. You'll always just be back here joining me and the fun of what I do with my recording. I know it's crazy. I know it's crazy. And then if you ever beat me, it can be on that side too. See my das vidanios. See you guys next time. Bye. Peace out. Hope you guys are enjoying the ban list. If you have any questions or anything, you can leave them down below in the comments below. I do respond and all that stuff, and you can tell me how you feel about the ban list and what you saw or didn't see, or how you feel in general. You're happy, you're not happy, you're ready for Spring Fest. Get all the stuff. Just leave it down below. So yeah, guys, peace out. Das vidanios. See you guys next time. Bye.